My name is Barbara Nyambura. I am a content creator, influencer, comedian, and actress, and I am a millennial on the move. I was born in Nairobi at Masaba Hospital, attended Lepik Academy till 2009 when I did my KCP exams. I proceeded to Pangani Girls High School, did my Form 4 in 2013, then joined Strathmore University till 2019. So I'm the firstborn in a family of two, and growing up I was a very mischievous child. My sister and I have an 11-year age gap, so for the longest time I was an only child. I got into drama when I was just about 10 and fell in love with the craft, just the idea of becoming a totally different character and just expressing what that character is going through. Participated in drama and music festivals throughout my primary life, then carried that forward to my high school. Unfortunately, we didn't take part in like music fest and drama fest in Pangani. Tulikuwa tumefungiwa sana. Mrs. Nyambungi, may you rest in peace. But we had inter-house competitions in school, and for the 4 years I was in school, I was on stage. So we used to alternate between drama and dance, and wherever there was drama, dance, art, I was there. Then finished high school, time to go to campus. And my mom wanted me to go to Strath, but I wasn't really feeling it. We all know what we know about Strathmore. They're strict, dress code, I was like, well, nimetoka maisha ya kufungiwa, I won't be watch it, But my mom was like, they have a very strong drama club, and that's what took me to Strathmore. While there, I joined Strath on a Monday. On Friday, nilikuwa auditions at drama club, because why not? Luckily, they were looking for cast members for a play they were doing at the time, and I got on stage. So during my time at Strathmore, I learned a lot. Like, it built a foundation for me in theater that I didn't know, like, I was exposed. Now it was not this, high school, hello, it was now professional theater, learning about stage basics, upstage, downstage, center stage, stage right, that kind of thing. So it gave me a really good foundation that I currently even use and apply to my skills up until now. While in school in Strathmore, I studied a Bachelor of Commerce in Marketing, and as I said, I was very active in drama during my school years. So I joined TikTok just before. I was on TikTok before it was even TikTok, when it was Musical.ly, and was just doing lip syncs, nothing too serious. Just before the pandemic hit, I just got a new phone. I was like, what is this TikTok thing? Let me get on it properly, And I started again back to the lip sync, the general videos, nothing specific to what I do right now. And then the pandemic hit, and it's like, oh no, now we're not doing theater shows. I wasn't doing any productions at the time. I was like, I need a way to keep my creative side alive. And so that's when I seriously got into creating content. And what inspired me, actually when I started off, it started as me talking about issues that I found annoying as a Kenyan. I was like, I would wake up, go on Twitter, and it's like, there's a corruption scandal, and I'm like, what is going on? And I was like, I need a way to talk about this, and how best to do it than through the art that I love. So I started doing videos about corruption, about, basic leadership and governance videos, and I would see the reaction my audience would get to the videos, like, oh, people actually like what I'm doing, and they actually feel what I'm doing. So it's like, okay, that is the direction we're going. So a lot of inspiration was drawn again from the struggles and the things that were annoying me as a Kenyan, but also looking at how my audience was reacting to what I was doing was also a really, really huge inspiration. Because like, okay, now we are in this together, and you're supporting it, and you actually like it. Okay, let's see what more we can do. So yes, that was I would say pretty much the inspiration. While in school, I was constantly being told I can't do both. I can't do drama and do business. It's like, pick one, And when I finished school, I did a couple of internships, because I have a bachelor's degree in marketing, and my parents, kind of paid a lot of money for that degree. So it's like, I can't let it go to waste, And so I did I did grow my professional career in marketing. And then when I started content creation, at the time when I was in school, content marketing wasn't a thing yet, we were just doing social media in terms of SEO, SEM, but not content marketing. Then it turns out when I started doing content creation, and then grew as a creator to the point now I have like a whole Mama Nyambu, the first one, kind of thing going on. It's like, wait a minute, there's actually something I can do with what I'm doing in art. So I can actually merge the two and do both marketing, like, because I work with brands to market their products in a content marketing kind of way. So I've found like a very sweet spot where I'm able to apply my creativity in as far as coming up with content is concerned, but curated to a specific audience for a specific brand. So in a funny way, I'm actually doing both my business marketing stuff and my acting and my creativity stuff all in one. So I'd say I'm quite happy with where I'm at in life right now. Throughout my acting life, my parents have been quite supportive. When I would have shows, they would turn up, they come and watch, they support me. Even when I would have, let me tell you, my school years were crazy. Like I would have a show on a Sunday and Monday morning I have an exam. It was crazy. How I graduated without a retake, ni Mungu tu. But they were quite supportive ever since, you know, back then when I was still doing theater and getting into content. It was a bit weird at first because like when I needed props, you know, I need to go to the kitchen and my parents just see me carrying stuff to the bedroom and they're like, what is going on with this child, you know? But over time they've seen, you know, they've seen the products of what I do and just seeing the reaction of people to my content and they're like, oh wow, actually she's actually doing something meaningful. And now my parents are actually, my entire family is into my whole content thing. My little sister is like my set assistant. She helps me a lot. She's like a stroke manager because when I don't feel like shooting, she comes and she's like, you have to shoot, you've not shot today, you know, get out of bed, go shoot, you know. So carrying props, and my whole family now really supports my content and I'm grateful. Content has helped me diversify my thinking in terms of, you know, when it comes now to the business, it's like getting to a space where creativity and business merge and learning how to tackle campaigns. Like I remember when I worked with MasterCard Foundation for their COVID-19 campaign, it's like you've been given a challenge, you've been given a task. Here's the message, how do you break it down to your audience? That kind of thing that happens a lot with me with brands has helped me grow because it's like, okay, how do I creatively take this serious message and break it down to my audience in a way that they can understand? So business-wise, I have learned a lot. And also, I am always about helping people. And so when I see people tell me, hey, I love your content, I can't do without your content, you help me through bad days, knowing that I'm making an impact and a difference, really, it gets me going. It's like, I'm in the right space, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, you know. And so getting that also helps me, it helps me know that, because I struggle a lot with my purpose and what am I doing in life, am I doing the right thing? So knowing that my content actually makes an impact comes back to me, and it's a way of the universe telling you that you're doing the right thing. So what I love most about what I do is the impact that I create. I mean, there's a post I made one time and someone wrote a comment to me and they said, you're helping me through depression. I mean, imagine having that kind of power to help someone through depression. That's not an easy thing, that's not a small thing. So knowing that my content is out there making a difference in people's lives is what I honestly thoroughly enjoy about what I do. When people write to me, there's someone who wrote to me and they were like, my son can't even talk, but when he hears the sound of your video, he starts saying, ba, he tries to say my name. And she told me that her son loves my content and loves what I do. And I'm like, a small child who can barely speak, they get excited when they hear the sound of my video. What? You know, so I live for that kind of feedback, and that's what keeps me going, and that's what really motivates me to keep creating. And that's what I love about my job, the impact, mostly the impact. I mean, the money is nice, but the impact is what we're in for. The initial mistakes I made when coming into the business is thinking that I was going to blow up overnight. Woo! And if you're out there and thinking the same, do I have news for you? When you're coming in, I thought people are going to love this, it's going to go viral, and that really demotivates you when that doesn't happen, because that's just not how the business works. You really have to cultivate, put in the hours, put in the time, and put out good content for you to get to a point where it's like, okay, people now recognize you and people enjoy your work and people largely watch your stuff. So that was an initial mistake that I made that I would really advise anyone who's out there not to to make the same mistakes that I made. Be patient, be very, very patient, and you will get there eventually. And it is about that time that we take a short commercial break. Stay tuned on Millennial on the Move. When we come back, I'll be telling you guys about my biggest achievement. Don't touch that dial. Welcome back, guys, and on to what I said I would tell you about, my biggest achievement so far. I think I would term that as the time I worked with BN and Aaron Jimbui for the Mbwembwe Challenge. TikTok reached out and they were like, we want to do something different. Would you be interested in hopping on? And I remember when BN walked into the room and I was like, call me Lord. Like, this is actual BN from Saudi, so you know, so that was a big highlight for my career. And appearing on, getting a full page spread on a national newspaper was also like, whoo, girl, we doing it. We doing it, you know. So that I would term as very high achievements in my career so far. So far, we have a lot more to accomplish. So far. The biggest lesson I think I've learned is that no matter the quality of the content, if it's good content, people will always support it. Case in point, when I started out, I didn't even have a ring light. I used to stack 2 stools together, a pillow, books, and a Vaseline ya kushikilia simu. I didn't even have a tripod. But my content, I would love to think was good. And even then, I was still getting views, even without like a professional setup. I feel like there's many people that get into, there's a term for it. The term where it's like, I can't start out because I don't have X, Y, and Z. I don't have a camera. I don't have professional lighting. I don't have X, Y, and Z. If the content is good, just focus on the quality of the content. The rest will fall into place. So I think that was the biggest lesson that I learned so far, that people will always support something. If it's good, they will support it, regardless of the quality, the whatever. I mean, of course, you'll get the quality and stuff later. I mean, but chasing perfection, waiting for perfect conditions to start out, you'll never start, you'll constantly be waiting and waiting, and you will wait forever. So just starting out with what you have, I think, would be the biggest lesson I've learned so far. The characters I play were mostly birthed out of necessity, really. The ideas I had in my head needed vehicles or tools to express them, so that's how Mama Nyambura came to be. Initially, she didn't even have a name. It was just an African mother. She didn't even have a name, and then the name came about over the course of time, and it's like I ran out of a caption to write on a video, and I was like, what am I going to caption this? Mama Nyambura does something, and then boom, the name stuck. So depending on where the idea takes me, that's what directs what characters I'll have. So I maybe might have Baba Nyambura coming in, because my mom complains that I make too many videos about her, not enough about my dad. So Dad, I'm sorry, but you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. So maybe I might introduce other characters in the future, but for now I just have the 3 that I work with. I think the biggest professional disappointments I've had so far is losing out on jobs and roles that I really wanted to get. Not just like working with brands. I mean, these brands that I really wanted to work with, they reached out and then they just vanished. That was really heartbreaking, and also auditioning for roles and not getting them breaks my heart. So, but I guess it's normal in the line of work, and we choose to see it as a positive thing, because it's like there's a reason why you didn't get it. So there's greatness, there's a greater thing ahead for you. So I choose to look at it as positively as I can to avoid sinking into depression. What I do to ensure I remain the best? That's a really good question. I would say watching a lot of movies. And not just any movies. I really watch a lot of movies from the directors that I really look up to. There's 2 at the moment, Christopher Nolan and Martin Scorsese. And I'm talking about like old school movies, looking at the way they film and their storytelling, because like back in the day, when you look at the late 90s, early 2000 movies, they didn't have too much technology or CGI to go by, so a lot of what they depended on to put out a good story was the cinematography, the filming, the directing, the story. So I really watch a lot of those old school movies. I mean, I learn a lot. Watching movies for me is like I'm taking notes. I usually have a notebook. I'm like, oh, I see a shot I like. I'm like, I need to use that. I need to take that out. I need to take note of that. So I would say watching movies from directors that I really admire is a way I use to stay ahead of the game, to just improve my skills. Where I think millennials go wrong in the pursuit of their dreams is not starting out, especially in this line of work, doing it for the wrong reasons. You get in, you want to be famous, you want to be rich, but you're not looking at the output you're giving. It's becoming more about the clout and the fame than the quality of work, the body of art that you're putting out. So I think that's a common mistake that millennials are making. When you're starting out, be very clear about why you're starting out and let it be from a pure point of view. Don't start out wanting to, just have money and be famous. That is vanity. Look at the impact that you want to give to the world and to the society and the value that you're creating. The advice I would have for anyone that wants to get into content is, one, be very, very patient. This is not something you get into and you go viral the next day, or you're famous and you're on billboards everywhere. You need to be very, very patient. Number two, you need to invest in your craft. If need be, take short courses, go to YouTube, learn something, learn editing, learn videography, learn something. Always be in a space where you're constantly improving your crafts, constantly improving your skills, and you will go far. If you want longevity, especially in this industry, you really need to be the best. You need to be different. You need to be unique. And something else, find your niche. Find your niche. There are very many content creators right now, more than ever. So what makes you stand out? Find your niche, be patient, and invest in your skills. Bang, bang. Come on, feel like a song sing. So when I wake up in the morning, I will first go through my emails, my personal emails and my work emails, because I do have a full-time job. I will then have breakfast, then work, do a couple of work things in terms of responding to emails. It's coming up with marketing plans, marketing budgets and stuff like that. A whole hullabaloo that goes around my job role at the place that I work. Then come during my lunch break, I might shoot a video. I mostly tend to shoot over the weekend in bulk for posting during the week, but sometimes I do post during my lunch hour break because we're still working from home. So my take on people dealing with inferiority complex, be it like physical form, like for me, for instance, I really do struggle with this forehead of mine that y'all just religiously remind me of. I would say, imagine jipende, babe. Jipende Olivia. There's nothing you can do to change who you are. That's how you were born. And if people really, if they're your friends, they will love you for who you are. If they don't, change your friends. Screw. You can find me on social media at Barbara Nyambura across all platforms. So TikTok, Barbara.Nyambura, Instagram, Barbara_Nyambura, YouTube, Barbara Nyambura, Twitter, Barbie_Nyambura. So basically Barbara Nyambura everywhere. If you want to work with me, if you want to link up with me, you can send me an email on barbara.nyambura@gmail.com. So it's basically just Barbara Nyambura everywhere.